We're looking at 10 foods that were normal to eat in the 1920s but are illegal now. 1. Raw milk straight from the farm. In the 1920s, many families bought milk straight from the farmer, warm from the morning milking. It was seen as pure, wholesome, and natural. But without pasteurization, raw milk often carried dangerous bacteria that people didn't know about at the time. After major outbreaks of illness, laws changed to require pasteurization in most places. Today, raw milk is illegal or tightly controlled in many states. But in the 1920s, it was just part of daily life. 2. Real absinthe. Absinthe wasn't just a drink. It was part of the artistic soul of the early 20th century. Writers and painters swore it gave them creativity and courage. The trouble came from wormwood, an ingredient believed to cause hallucinations and harm. By the early 20th century, many countries banned real absinthe entirely. The drink you see today is a safer, modern version, but the 1920s folks enjoyed the strong original. 3. Wild game from backyard hunts. In rural areas, families often depended on whatever they could hunt: songbirds, squirrels, and even certain wild animals now protected by law. These meals weren't fancy. They were a part of surviving the seasons. As wildlife populations dropped, strict conservation laws were created to protect endangered species. What was once normal backyard food in the 1920s would now lead to heavy fines or imprisonment. 4. Turtle soup. Turtle soup was a luxury dish found in many fine restaurants and hotels during the 1920s. People loved its rich, hearty flavor. But rising demand pushed several turtle species toward extinction. Over time, strict wildlife protection laws banned hunting or selling them. Today, most turtles used in cooking are protected, making the original version of turtle soup illegal in many places. 5. Pufferfish dishes, fugu, without safety rules. Before strict food safety laws, adventurous diners sometimes tried pufferfish meat in early American and European ports. Chefs didn't always know how to prepare it, and the toxins inside could cause sudden death. After several tragic cases, governments banned or tightly regulated its consumption. Today, only expert-certified chefs can legally serve fugu, but the 1920s saw a wilder, riskier version. 6. Homemade alcohol during Prohibition. During the 1920s, Prohibition made all alcohol illegal, but it didn't stop Americans. Families brewed bathtub gin, apple cider, and home whiskey in secret. These drinks were often strong, unfiltered, and sometimes poisonous. When Prohibition ended, the government created strict rules for alcohol safety. The homemade brews of the 1920s are illegal today, and for good reason. 7. Lead-laced candy and dishes. In the 1920s, brightly colored candy often owed its shine to lead-based glazes. Even ceramic plates and cups used during dinner sometimes contained high levels of lead. Back then, people didn't know how dangerous it was, especially for children. Today, these materials are banned because they can cause severe poisoning. But in the 1920s, they brought color to every family table. 8. Whale meat. Whale meat was eaten in some coastal regions, especially where fishing was a way of life. It was cheap, high in protein, and sometimes sold in local markets. But overhunting drove many whale species toward extinction. Modern laws now protect whales worldwide. The meals that once filled a fisherman's plate in the 1920s would be illegal today. 9. Unregulated street oysters. Oyster carts were once a common sight in big cities. People grabbed a handful of raw oysters the same way we buy fast food today. But because there were no safety standards, oysters often came from polluted waters. This led to outbreaks of illness, forcing cities to ban unregulated oyster sellers. Today's oysters must meet strict health rules, unlike the risky treats of the 1920s. 10. Patent foods with dangerous additives. In the 1920s, many packaged foods were sold with bold claims, gives strength, improves the brain, or keeps you young. But these so-called patent foods often contained harmful chemicals, from formaldehyde to cocaine. People didn't know, and companies didn't have to list ingredients. As food laws grew stronger, these products disappeared, making many of them illegal today. The foods of the 1920s remind us just how much the world has changed. Some of these dishes were born from tradition, others from desperation, and many from a time before modern science stepped in. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell us which of these foods surprised you the most.